Hello. So, how are you? So I wasn't going to record a reading. That's all right, but it's the full moon, the full harvest moon. We didn't see the blood moon tonight. We did see it last night. We saw it as it was quite, not really high up, but it was high enough up that we could see it, and it was an orange and it was beautiful. But obviously it's the full moons tonight, so I thought I would do a little reading on the harvest full moon energies, and maybe, you know, as we move to the waxing phase, sorry, the waning phase, what we can expect as we go towards the dark moon. Okay, so let's have one card. I'm using the Mademoiselle Lenormand, which is, I love this deck, so gorgeous. One card for the theme of these energies, please. These ones aren't as jumpy as the other ones, I have to say. Oh, there we go. Just as I said that. Boof. That's funny. They do make me laugh. Right, so let's go over here. Oh, so the book, funny enough, came up in the short that I just posted for tomorrow. So this is interesting. So we have the book and we have the bouquet. So this is the energy of this harvest full moon is about there's something this is the gift is a beautiful gift. Oh, I'm looking up there for beautiful gift of uncovering. No, this is a learning. Actually, it's not an uncovering, it's a learning. This is knowledge, which when you put it in action then becomes wisdom. It becomes something that is then integrated. Yeah, does that make sense? So this full harvest moon, this is definitely a time for and I would suggest that this is part of this part of the great work, essentially. Let me just pull I just want just one card to clarify what I think this is. I think this is around the great work and the gift of knowledge. So just one card just to clarify what that is, please. And they're not very jumpy tonight, the cards, I have to say. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut and... Oh, interesting. So here we have... Can't really see that, it's a bit smaller, this card. This is one of the Kipper cards. So this is poverty. So this is lack. That whole mindset, which we're all kind of taught, is essentially the whole debt money system is a poverty mindset. Yeah. So there is a something is coming to light here regarding this mindset. Now I know because both myself and Ian have been experiencing let me get this right, frequency light upgrades, which can present it's presenting bringing up lots of stuff, aches and pains in the body, what else, just being full of gunk, yeah, which is a clearing essentially, because as more light pours in, more stuff comes out. Yeah, it's lovely. So one of these things that's coming up and out is this mindset of lack, of poverty, of not having enough of, it could be anything. Yeah. So this knowledge that is coming that is coming to light when you purge, for want of a better word, I don't really like that word, when you release, okay, when you release all the stuff that's not yours, including this mindset, it's not your natural state of being. Yeah, it's a program, if you like, or yeah, let's call it a program. Once you release this little thing here, yeah, through something that is coming to light, it's a gift. So this idea of releasing stuff is it can be very challenging, and it's not always easy. But in order to let go of things like this, yeah, and this is a big one for people, I know it is, that feeling of lack of whatever it is, it disturbs your peace, absolutely 100%. So this, whatever it is that you're learning, yeah, about this mindset, is a gift. Yeah, it might not feel like it, but it is a gift. And sometimes we just have to look at these things. We don't really have a choice right now. We're walking on this illuminated synchro-mystic path of ascension. Yeah, that's quite a long sentence. So sometimes things pass in front of our magical eyes that kind of demand we look at them. Yeah. Okay. So as we're in the energy of releasing, we've got the healing waters oracle deck, I think it is. So let's see what we can see around this idea of releasing. Do we have any clues? That's quite a lot of cards there. I'm not going to take all of those. So let's see what we can see. Because the full moon energy, and this is a harvest moon because it's in this I don't think I call it anything else in my moon calendar thingy. So full moon energy, for me, as a witch, is all about something completing, because it's the return to the whole, if you like. Yeah. So it's a completion of something. Oh, the dog's wandering. He's on a wander tonight. Well, they're not going to jump out, so let's cut it. Ooh. beneath the surface. Here we go. See? Here we go. What is beneath the surface is driving this mindset. Yeah, this idea that you are in some way lacking. So it says, beneath the surface, what's really driving you? True motives, breaking free. So you're certainly breaking free of this. And let me just go over here. Let's pull, because these are very jumpy. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Boop, boop, boop. The Gilded Reverie Lenormand. And we have the moon. And the mice. So here we go. That just clarifies this card. So something has been nibbling away under the surface. So the moon in this instance would definitely indicate the subconscious, which is here and which relates to this one here. So the little mice have been nibbling away. There's been a kind of little nibbles, yeah. So what can we do? Choosing my words carefully. What can we? Is there any action we can take? Is there anything we need to do? Is there anything you need to do, or me? Because we're all under this. It's kind of how we're. Yeah, in a sense, it's kind of how we get into these physical bodies, because we have to really, and that is a technical term, compress ourselves into something tiny compared to what we really are. Yeah. So right from the start, when we incarnate, there is an idea of a lack. Yeah, it's a compression. It's a restriction. Yeah. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that we spend our whole lives battling that kind of mindset. So, okay. So, is there anything, any guidance? Oh, any guidance? Okay. We have rest. Okay. So rest is part of it. What does it mean by rest? Take time out to do the things that you love to do. Okay. We also have a return to innocence. Let me just do it that way because it's a lot easier to get the light on it. So you got rest and a return to innocence. So there's definitely an indication here of, what are the things that you love to do? What are the things, for example, when you were a child, what were the things that you loved to do? Yeah. Have a ponder on that, because there will be a key there. There will be something that will allow you to. There is a key on this book, actually. That will allow you to unlock this knowledge that is intrinsically inside you, because you have the answers to everything. It's just we think we don't. Yeah. This gift. Because essentially, if you're doing the things that you love doing, that's that's rest. Yeah. It might not look like resting, but if you are channeling your creative energy, your divine source energy, into creating, yeah, then that is a type of meditation. It's also very restful, yeah. Whether it's going for a walk, meditating, yoga, artwork, doing something like this, for example, um, whatever it is, it it ought never to feel like work. Yeah, it's something that flows. This is water here. Yeah, we have water here. We also have water with the moon, because obviously the moon is connected with the element of water, and also the planet Venus. So we have rest and return to innocence. Okay. Let's take one of these as a last card. This is the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Quite like this one. So, is there anything else that we need to know? Ooh. Oh, it's not this one again. Seriously? Oh my god. Okay, so this card came up on my radio show last Thursday. Show you. Shambhala initiations. So I was talking about this card on Thursday. It's got all the colours you would expect for Shambhala, yeah. The pinks and the purples and the gold. You've got energy that is either emanating from this amazing building, or it's coming. It's either words coming in, it's either incoming or it's outgoing or it's both. And I would say it's both, because that would indicate fly in here, go away. The idea of the toroidal field, everything, it's how everything works. Yeah. Incoming, outgoing, it's a constant flow of energy. Yeah. So it says on this card, Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting the process, and Dharma. So in this context, definitely, we have rest, return to innocence, absolutely 100%. You've also got, on this card, true motives, breaking free. Oh. You might even find that in that retreat to recharge is where you find this knowledge, yeah, this gift of knowledge around breaking this pattern. They're always patterns, they're always loops, patterns that keep you stuck, yeah, and trusting that, definitely. And as a, cards going wonky, stop it. You can always ask guides, you can always ask your higher self for guidance with this, yeah, always. And you can do that while you're resting. You can do that while you're being creative. You can do that meditation before you go to bed. There are so many times in the day where you can ask for that help. Yeah. So interesting energies for this full harvest moon. I'm just going to take one more from the Metatron deck and see what Metatron has to say about these full harvest moon energies. I think this has been really nice, actually. And what you might find, this mindset and this nibbling away, like the subconscious programming, if you like, want to call it that, the subconscious squeaky voice. As we move towards the dark moon, so the waning into the dark moon, is that this begins to dissipate. I would say that you've got a lot of things here, a lot of cards here that indicate that. Trusting the process, you know, really look at what's underneath all that. And like I say, you can pull cards on it. Pull cards on it. Yeah. Ask that question. Ask your guides. Ask your higher self to guide you in that. Trust the process. Know that your Dharma, your I think I spoke about this the other day. You know, Dharma is a strange thing because we don't really have a purpose for incarnating here aside from experiences in a dense or a denser container. Yeah. Oh my goodness, these cards are very shiny, so bear with me while I get the lighting right there. I think that's about it. Water. I think that's a really nice one to end on. Emotional well-being. It's the water card. I've got them to hand. Oh, the book's right over there. So, but I think we can. The number 7. So there's a lot of water in here. Yeah, a lot of water. So if you have an affinity with the water elemental, you can certainly use that to help get this knowledge and find out what is underneath. And because the water elemental, it corresponds to what people call the subconscious mind, what's going on underneath the surface. Yeah, so definitely if you have an affinity with the water elemental, certainly tap into that. You can even ask the water elementals to help you to bring whatever that is to the surface, because that's essentially what we're doing. Yeah, and one of the ways you can do that is you can offer to surrender your physical vessel to be a conduit for what we call the light of love consciousness, or you can just say light or love or whatever. Yeah, word it in your own way. But essentially, you are enabling the light to move through you more, which flushes out anything that is not of your true nature. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I think that's a really sort of amazing reading for this full harvest moon energy. I really like it. I hope you do too. You know what to do if you do. And yeah, I shall see you next time.